All right, let's talk about the Texas abortion law. We talked to you months ago about how Texas had proposed and initially passed some of the toughest abortion restrictions in the country. They were going to shut down about a third, and by some counts up to two-thirds of Texas abortion clinics. That then was superseded last week by the report we gave about a judge ruling that restriction unconstitutional, saying this is absolutely not okay. This is going to harm women. It is going to make it difficult to access legal medical services. And we thought, and we rightly thought, I should say, that was a good thing. We now have gone backwards once again because that ruling was then appealed, and the latest court to rule on this ruled that most of the new abortion restrictions can take effect immediately. This is a devastating and horrifying reversal, and this means that as of today, as of half an hour ago, a third, Lewis, of Texas abortion clinics can no longer perform the procedures. As we know, making abortions more difficult to access does not reduce the number of abortions. It simply makes them far more risky. This is not a good thing.
No, I think it's going to, if this sticks around, it's going to be incredibly obvious that this is a bad thing, and the state will feel the effects of it. But I don't think that will sway the politicians who want this in any way.
No, it may not. And in the ruling, you hear that this is from a Republican who is, this is Mr. Abbott, who's running for governor. He says, this unanimous decision is a vindication of the careful deliberation of the Texas legislature to craft a law to protect the health and safety of Texas women. Let's explore health and safety of women. It's bogus. That's the key point that you need to know. If Republicans were really concerned with the health of women, they'd pay more attention to things that were actually a danger to women. Abortions, number one, are extremely safe. The death rate from abortion, Lewis, is extremely low. And in fact, in Texas, it's even lower than the national average. The national average death rate for abortions is 0.7 per 100,000 abortions. In Texas, it's even lower. It's 0.58 per 100,000 abortions. It is safer to have an abortion than to have a trip to the dentist. The death rate from a trip to the dentist is 2 to 36 times higher than the death rate from having an abortion. Colonoscopies, tonsillectomies all have higher death rates than abortion. And this idea of taking care of the mothers, we take worse care of mothers than in 47 other countries where we have worse records in terms of death rate from pregnancy than New Zealand, Canada, UK, Belgium, France, Switzerland, Finland, Austria, Greece. I mean, the list goes on and on. I don't need to read all 47 countries to you. And by the way, most of those countries have universal health care, and it seems to be working pretty well in terms of safety for women. So, Lewis, when I hear for the safety and health of the woman, I instantly think bogus.
Yeah, and I think they think it's bogus too. And there are, of course, things that are far more dangerous to women that they should be focusing on. How about just focusing on something like equal rights too, equal pay, things like that? I mean, it seems that would be way more productive.
Yeah, and then how about continuing to focus on the health of these fetuses after they are born, right? Always the obsession with the fetus, and then total disregard for the actual person, whether we're talking about lack of equality amongst gender, whether it's disproportionate lack of care for minority groups. There are so many areas where is the same concern before the baby is born when it is actually born? It's just not there. It doesn't exist because this is a political issue, and it is being used as a wedge issue to raise money, to appease religious conservatives.